A questo punto cedo la parola all'ambasciatore dell'Algeria, Abdelhamid Senussi Bereksi. Prego.
Grazie mille.
Sono dimenticato.
Vorrei parlare in italiano, ma non può. So I will speak in English, if you allow me. I would like to start by joining my voice to those who paid tribute to late Eugenia Ferragina, who did an excellent work in this report that is presented today. I would like also to thank all those who have contributed to this, to make this report available. A very rich report, which is giving us a very realistic picture of Mediterranean countries, and also who has, I think, it was a challenge, how to present these countries, how to present the economies, and all the challenges that we are facing. So thank you all, and thank you for the invitation to me. I would like to speak a little bit about Algeria and about our vision in Algeria about the relations between Mediterranean countries and also the relations between Algeria and Italy. You know that Algeria is a Mediterranean country, it's an Arab country, it's an African country. We are the largest country in Mediterranean and in Africa, which I think is at the same time a challenge and which present many opportunities. The political situation in Algeria is stable and gives all the guarantees and security to our partners. At the same time, the potential, economic potential of Algeria is great, as it has been said, in all sectors, from energy, from agriculture, and all sectors, just we have to mention them. I would like to say a few observations. Concerning integration, I heard a lot that integration is very important, and Algeria, immediately after independence, integration was one of our priorities. And the use of energy for integration was our first regional reality. It was a few years after independence that we used our energy gas to build pipelines, first for Algeria, for our national economy, but also for the regional countries. We had one gazoduct, we go through Morocco, then State of Gibraltar, and then Spain and Portugal. The other gazoduct go through Tunisia, then Mediterranean Sea, Sicilia, and then the rest of Italy. This is very important, that immediately, it was only 6-7 years after independence, that we have seen that the regional integration is a priority, and that energy can be really the engine of the integration. Same integration was south of Algeria, where we have started and go on the construction, the building of road, which goes all through Algeria to the rest of Africa, which we call the Road of African Unity. So national development and integration, regional integration, were really our priorities, and Algeria had really done a lot for the integration through the infrastructures like roads, energy. And this is very important to note that these efforts actually are done because we believe in national development and regional integration. With Italy, the relations between Algeria and Italy goes back to thousands years. And already during the Roman Empire, Algeria was the granary of the Roman Empire, and we were also exporting energy. The city of Bougie, which is in the center of Algeria, was a main city to export wakes, la cera, which was the energy of that period, which was the streets of Rome were illuminated. So this is really a continuation, actually, in history. And apart from the economy, I mean, granary, energy, the exchanges, the human exchanges between Algeria and Italy. The names were different those periods. And I just want to mention a few figures who have contributed to build this very solid structure and foundations of relations between Italy and Algeria. I will mention only 3 or 4 figures, important figures. The first which has to be mentioned is Saint Augustin. San Agostino, who was born in west of Algeria, Soukharas, then it was called Tagast, in 254. And from Tagaste, he went to Carthage for studies and then to Italy. And who has spread a new vision of Christianism, of humanism, and his ideas are still valid, not only for Christianism, but also for other religions. We believe really St. Augustine is one of the most brilliant philosophers and humanists that Algeria has given. And it was this exchange between Italy and Algeria when he was in Milano and other places, in Pavia, in Italy. And just to make a small digression, is that because now we speak a lot about migration, there is a lot of prejudices concerning migration. And this is a good example. And I also say sometimes that if Agostino, if by those years we needed visas, Agostino we had never been San Agostino. He will have remained Agostino. Just a few now steps among centuries, and I go to Leonardo Fibonacci. Maybe people who are scientists, they know Leonardo Fibonacci. He is from Pisa, born in Pisa, and his father was what we can say the consul of Pisa in Bougie, against Bougie, which are exporter of wax. And Bougie in the 12th and 13th century was a great center of economy and intellectual center. And it was in the University of Bougie that Leonardo Fibonacci got familiar with the Arabic numbers and algebra. And he is the one who introduced the Arabic numbers to Italy when he went back to Pisa. If I want to go a few centuries later, I want to mention also another one who is a young boy called Aldino Piccinin, born in Massa in Toscania, and who was kidnapped while he was 10 years old. And then he became Pasha of Algiers, head of state. Then there were the relations between Italy and Algeria during our revolution, where we always appreciate the role played by Italy and the support we got from Italy. I want to mention all this, because memory is very important. Memory is very important, and we need to know that the exchanges, gli scambi, between Italy and Algeria are very old to history, but very few people know this. Very few people know that Fibonacci got his intelligence, his mathematics in Bougie, and that San Agostino was born in Algeria. It is very important history, very important. Nowadays, when we are faced to many prejudices, when we see, unfortunately in Europe, some movements who it seems that sometimes I will say that Europe is turning its back to Africa, that the perception of Africa is more a perception full of prejudices than of intelligence, than of culture, than of looking into history, into the reality and the strong foundations between Italy and Algeria, between Italy and the Mediterranean countries. I am convinced that the future is, for Europe, is with Africa. Even if we see how America is one continent from north to south, from Alaska to Ushuaia. When we see also how Asia is full and compact continent. But when we see in the middle, Africa and Europe, we are two sets, two parts of one set. Mediterranean, sometimes I hear Euro-Mediterranean, which I don't like a lot, because Mediterranean is Mediterranean. Mediterranean is Euro-Mediterranean, is African Mediterranean, is Arab Mediterranean. So Mediterranean is Mediterranean by itself, without linking it to one part of the circle. I know all the problems that Europe is facing, and it has been mentioned in the report, and all this dilemma and challenges between aging and migration. Sometimes I feel very sorry that migration has become an issue, instead of looking at migration as a positive, because migration has brought a lot to humanity, to all continents, not only to Europe, to Africa also. Of course, illegal migration is something to fight. This is penal. In my country, in all countries, illegal migration has to be fought. And illegal migration is mainly to fight those who are using this, who are gaining money to exploit the migrants who they are more victims than responsible. So really, maybe I am not going really through the report maybe as it was expected, but just I wanted really to share with you these few ideas, and also my call to have another vision towards the south shore of Mediterranean and towards Africa, and to consider really Mediterranean more like a link. And I may say, and just during French colonialism, they were saying that the Seine River divides Paris as Mediterranean divides France, because Algeria was considered as part of France. I will use this just to say that Tevere, the river Tevere, crosses Roma, and we want to Mediterranean to cross the set between Africa and Europe. Thank you
Grazie
so much.
ambasciatore.